Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Few days away from Christmas. Today's Glow and Grow. It's Monday morning. I'm trying to do it more in the mornings because I prefer mornings and at night, just to get your day started, give you some answers, some clarity, and answer some of your questions maybe you have from the weekend. So welcome to Glow and Grow. If you're new here, my name is Nailah Abdullah. I'm a toxic relationship coach, and I work with women helping them to heal and move on from toxic or narcissistic relationships. So today's Glow and Grow, I am going to answer a question that I received over the weekend regarding trust issues. So a young lady shared with me that in the comments in one of my videos that her boyfriend often accuses her of cheating. Now, this video that I made was about a manipulation tactic that toxic and narcissistic people in particular use, where they often accuse you of cheating. And I go in that video, and I'll repost it today in my post, so you can stay tuned for that if you haven't seen that. But I explain why they do that, right? Because that causes a lot of stress to the partner. And this can go both ways for men and women, but I'm usually talking to my ladies here. So from that perspective, I'll say it causes a lot of stress to women where they're like, I'm not cheating, I'm not a cheater, I don't cheat, and it creates a lot of stress because women, you constantly find yourself trying to explain that you're not a cheater. You're constantly trying to prove yourself that you're faithful, right? So in that video, I go more into that. So I won't go too deep into that now, but I will repost it for those of you who have not seen it. But hold on. But the question that I got from the young lady was about the fact that she is a YouTuber. And if I understand the story correctly, she is a YouTuber. And when she got into the relationship, she made it clear to her. I lost connection. Am I back? Yeah. She explained that the partner will often accuse her of cheating. Sometimes he'll apologize that, sorry, I'm accusing you of cheating. But it's something that he still does. And clearly it's getting on her. They've been together for 2 years. And it's becoming a major problem for her, understandably so, right? She also explained that, if I remember the story correctly, that the boyfriend shared that he has trust issues from previous relationships. He also doesn't have any friends. She is his only support system. And I think she mentioned that because all of that raises kind of a red flag, like, do you not have anyone because of your personality or what's the reason? I think that's how she's thinking of it. One of the things she asked is, I don't know if he's toxic or not, but if he doesn't trust me, I just want him to walk away. Now, here's my feedback to you that shared this with me. Thank you for this question. And for anyone else that finds themselves in a situation like this, one of the reasons people stay stuck in unhealthy situations, toxic relationships, narcissistic relationships, you're finding yourself always questioning, is this correct? Is this the right one? There's always a back and forth. There's never really peace, right? Even if there's conflict, there should still be some sense of security and peace. If you don't have that sense of security and peace, we cannot leave it up to other people to walk out of our lives. We cannot say, if you don't love me, leave me. If you don't trust me, leave me. If you can't be faithful, leave me. We can't leave that up to them. Your life is your responsibility. My life is my responsibility. For those of you who don't know my story, I also was, besides being a mental health professional, besides being a toxic relationship coach, I was also in a narcissistic relationship for 10 years. If I were to leave it up to him, we would still be in the relationship and I would be going through hell. My hair would be out. I would be stressed. I would be skinny as ever. I would be broken down if I were to leave it up to him. And many of the other women I can think of that I have helped through these situations, they would be either, one of them I remember was in the hospital over and over, could not figure out why. Even the doctor said this must be stress, because they could not figure out why she kept having all of these health issues. And with all the testing they did, everything, they could not figure it out. She had to make the decision to walk away. So that is my feedback to you that asked me this question about that you are a YouTuber and that your partner does not trust you. If you were open and honest with them from the start that this is my life, this is what I do, and they don't like it, you know, if he agreed to it in the beginning and now he still doesn't like it, you guys have to have that conversation. But it should not be a situation where you are on edge all the time because he is constantly accusing you of cheating. That's not healthy for you. So you have to take responsibility over your life and over your situation. You cannot wait for him. If you feel that if he doesn't trust me, he needs to go. No, he doesn't have to do anything. He's going to do what he wants to do. You have to do what's best for you. And that's for all of us. We have to do what is best for us. We have to. So let me know what you think in the comments. For those of you who watch the replay as well. And I hope you get this, the one that sent me this message. Let me know. Because we cannot, and I know we're going into a new year, so I always like to bring that in too. If we're struggling with certain things this year, we need to go into the new year doing better. We cannot keep repeating the same mistakes and exposing us to the same things that's hurting us in the new year. I mean, regardless, even if it wasn't a new year still, right? But we have to make sure that our lives are improving and we're not having the same complaints, right? So that is the mindset shift. That is something I talk about with my clients, about taking control. We don't have to wait for another person to walk out of your life. If you feel, and your question about is he toxic or not? So this is why I don't hyper focus on narcissism, because that is where the world is right now, right? Everybody's hyper focused on narcissism. It's one thing to educate yourself on something. It's another thing to be obsessed with it where it's not doing you any good. Because a lot of people know about narcissism, but they're still stuck in some form or matter, right? So it's really about understanding, how do I decipher whether someone is healthy for me or not? Because that's toxic, right? Toxic means something that is destructive to your well-being, something that is unhealthy for you, right? Rat poison is toxic to your body. You're not going to eat that, right? So that is what you have to decide. It's not about whether he's a bad or good person. You don't even have to go into all of that, because that keeps people stuck. Oh, I should stick around because he's not really a bad person, or he doesn't really fit the criteria of narcissism. That doesn't matter. It's really about, is he healthy for me? Is he healthy for me? And you made a really good point. You said if someone has such severe trust issues, they shouldn't be in a relationship. You're 100% correct. So you're on the right track, right? You were on the right track. Okay? So that is a conversation I suggest that you have with him. If you want to give the relationship one more good chance, have that conversation with him. If you have trust issues, honey, this is my life. This is what I do. I told you this from the beginning. Right? It's 2 years. 2 years is enough. I would hate for your 2 years to turn into 10 years like mine did. Right? So you have that conversation with him. This is my job. This is what I do. I'm a YouTuber. I meet up with people, and you do your best to communicate. But if his trust issues is creating problems for you, is causing stress for you, which it is, he needs to get help. And if he doesn't want to get help, then that means he's not committed to being in a relationship with you or with anyone else, actually, in a healthy relationship. You see, sometimes people want to be in relationships, but they don't want to do the work that's necessary to be in a relationship. When you choose to share your life with someone else, we have to come with our best selves. Not that any of us are perfect, but we have to come with our best selves. We need to work on the parts of us that need to be worked on. If we are fair people and say, I want to build a life with you, I want to be with you, you don't bring problems to someone, right? You try to work on those, right? To the best of your ability. So he needs to get help for that. And if he doesn't, then that means he's not ready to be in a relationship. But that, you don't have to figure out a label. You just have to say, is this healthy for me? Right? Not if, are they toxic? Are they not? Are they narcissistic? Are they not? No, are they healthy for me? That is the question. And right now, from what I hear from you, the answer is no. Someone accusing you of cheating constantly is not healthy for anyone, right? Sorry, y'all. It's hard for me to talk and do this. But yes, that is the feedback. You know, I'm sometimes afraid to say this word, but I think it's necessary because sometimes we overcomplicate it. Relationships don't have to be this complicated. We should not have to be in a situation for years to figure out, you know, this is not right. It's all about mindset. And I wish I knew that when I was going through my situation. And that's why I do what I do now as a toxic relationship coach. Because I too was trying to figure out, how can I help this person? I'm stuck. You know, I'm married. I can't leave. The bottom line is the person needs to want to be healthy for you. For themselves too. For themselves too. Listen, if someone loves you and they see that their problem, whether it's trust issues, you know, alcohol addiction, like whatever it is, if they really value you and you have made it, see, that's the problem. We don't make the boundaries clear to people. If people know that they're going to lose access to you, they're not going to have that anymore, and they value being with you, they're going to want to do their best. They're going to want to do their best. Because one, they don't want to see you stressed. They don't want to see you sad. They don't want to see you crying, right? They want your relationship to be long-term. They want it to be healthy. They're going to do their best. You're not going to have to beg them. But again, it goes back to also, you don't have to wait for them. If he doesn't trust me, he should go. No, that's something that you need to work on. Do not go into 2025 with this being an issue. Either he works on his trust issues, or he's not ready for a relationship. We don't need to give things, you don't need to give it another 2 years to figure that out. It's not fair to you, you know? It's not fair to you. When someone truly loves you, they're going to work on the parts of themselves that they realize is causing problems in the relationship. Again, no one is perfect. But this accusing of cheating, either he genuinely doesn't trust you, or he's using it as a control and manipulation strategy, which people with narcissism tend to do. Good morning, guys. Let me finish putting this on before I check the comments. But good morning and welcome to Glow and Grow Morning Message. We're talking about a message I received about someone being in a relationship where she's constantly being accused of cheating. Good morning, good morning. Yes, yes, yes. So yes, let's keep it simple. Let's understand that when someone values you, values being in a relationship with you, values having access to you, and I'm saying access because some people don't care if you break up with them, but if they can still have access to you, that's good enough for them because they can still play their games, right? So people who genuinely want good for you, want good for the relationship, and they have the capacity to be in a relationship, they're going to work on their trust issues. They're not going to constantly accuse you of cheating and cause a lot of stress in the relationship. If that's an ongoing thing, that is something to work on. So for those of you who are just coming in, keep in mind, I am not speaking about general relationships. I'm speaking about toxic and narcissistic relationships, but in even relationships that are not necessarily with a toxic and narcissistic person, trust issues is something that should definitely be addressed. But we cannot be in a relationship and constantly trying to prove to someone that you are honest, that you were faithful. Unless you cheated on that person and they lost their trust and now they have to gain it back, that's a different situation. That's not what we're talking about here. We are talking about a situation originally from a question that I received in a comment. that you are in a relationship and there was no reason for the person not to trust you, but because of their old trust issues, they're constantly accusing you of cheating. It's not healthy. Good morning, Renee. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, that is the message for today. Renee, I'm going to talk to you after here. Are you available? I'm just getting my day started. I still need to eat breakfast. Are you available after this, Renee? So one other thing I want to share before I go is that for this month of December, I am gifting you coaching at no cost. So if you are struggling with a relationship, this is not something I typically do, but for the holidays, it's my holiday gift to my followers and subscribers. So if you are my follower and subscriber and you would like some support, get some questions answered, I have a free coaching group. Okay, Renee, okay. I'll talk to you soon after this. I have a free coaching group for the month of December through December 30th. Again, it's of no cost to you, so you can take advantage of that. And you can go to StrongerIn30.com. That's 30. So StrongerIn30.com. And you can get access to my private group there. And you'll get more information once you sign up. You'll see it on the sign up page as far as what we do. But that is an opportunity. Again, the new year is coming up. I know everyone's different. For me, I'm always like, if a new week starts, like, how can I be better this week? And you got to be careful with that because you don't want to be in a situation where you're not grateful for what you've already done and what you've already accomplished. But I strongly believe that we are not supposed to just live our lives without growth, right? God did not put us here to just be stagnant. You know, we're not trees. We're not just rooted there forever and that's it. No, we have the ability to move around, to grow in all areas of our lives, mind, body, spirit, finances, relationships, right? So it's all about growing, right? So if that is you, you know, a lot of times when it comes to relationships and anything really, you know, there's an answer out there. We just can't figure it out. Sometimes we need some help figuring it out. Sometimes we need some support figuring it out. But I always believe that if someone has an answer, why am I struggling with it, right? I just need to do my part and connect with the right people and be in the right spaces to get the solutions to my problems. And then it's up to me to be committed, right? To be committed and... Hey, Jean. Did I pronounce your name correctly? I'm sorry. I'll answer that question for you in a minute. But yes, it's up to us to be committed. Committed, be willing to be uncomfortable because a lot of times the solution to our problems are out there, whether it be relationships, whether it be finances, whether it be spirituality, whatever it is. But we don't want to do the work. We don't want to get uncomfortable. We don't want to do something different because it makes us uncomfortable. But like I said, where God didn't put us here as trees, he put us here as human beings. So we can't stay stuck in the same situation, right? Because, I mean, look at this. I'm speaking to people from all over the world. All over the world. We live in the best times where we can access knowledge and wisdom and everything from all over the world. There's always going to be someone in these internet streets, as the young people say, right, that can answer our questions, right? So we don't need to stay stuck. It's just about being in the right place, getting from around the wrong people and places. Sometimes that's also a problem. And be willing to get uncomfortable to solve the problem. Because whatever we've been doing, if we have a problem, that means what we're doing, what we're comfortable doing, even though it's comfortable, it's not working. It's not working for us. So we have to do something different, and we need to get around people who can guide us through that and learn from people in different areas, right? So if you are in that space, if you are a subscriber here, because we talk about overcoming toxic and narcissistic relationships, and you are looking to get some answers from your particular situation, join the group. I'm actually keeping the group not too big, so I have space to answer everyone's questions. So you'll be kind of getting a personalized response, right? It's not a group of like hundreds of people like some groups. So take advantage of it. StrongerIn30.com. Join in. Get the support and the guidance you need so you're not repeating the same mistake. You know, I always tell people, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for joining me here. But I wouldn't want you to be here a year from now, you know. That means you're still in the same situation. Unless something comes up and you're coming back for a check-in. But I've seen people studying narcissism, studying narcissistic people, and studying all this stuff forever. And they're not moving on, and that's not how it's supposed to be. Jean, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Jean Stanley, thank you. Do I curl my lashes? No. And the mascara I'm using is not a favorite of mine. There's one that I love by Inglot. That's a makeup line. Inglot is I-N-G-L-O-T. I love it. I just was too lazy to go to the store, so I just picked this one up. But it's not really a favorite of mine. It's just something to put on. But when I get the Inglot, I'll bring it back. Jeannie, I'm sorry. Okay, Jeannie. All right, Jeannie. Yeah. So, yeah, when I get the other one, I'll bring it on for you. Are you in my group? Your name looks familiar. Are you in my free group for December? Thank you, John. Thank you. For a young woman. I'm probably older than you think I am. I get that a lot. I'm 38, so I've learned a few things in my 38 years. But you know, I realize when you live an unconventional life and you experience certain things at a young age, it kind of forces you to become wise beyond your years. So even though I'm 38 now, a lot of the way I think was started earlier on. And I think it's just because my life was a little unconventional. So I learned some life lessons, I think, earlier than my peers. But my friends always called me an old lady, the old lady of the group. So yeah. And God, you know, staying connected to God always makes a difference in your life, you know, because really we're not doing anything on our own. He's speaking to us whether we realize it or not, but when we're connected to him, we hear it even more. And when we're obedient to him, we get even more instructions from him. So yeah, being connected to God, being adamant about learning from my experiences. That's why I do what I do here. You know, I'm of the mindset that if there's always a solution to problems, right? And again, a lot of times we don't tap into those solutions because we don't want to be uncomfortable. We don't want to be uncomfortable. Actually, I wasn't planning on sharing this today, but another solution that I have come across in the past few months is health and wellness. And I never thought that I would go into that industry. I'm a mental health worker. I'm a clinical social worker, master's level by degree. I worked in the mental health field for many years. And then I pivoted into coaching, toxic relationship coaching, which is what I talk about here on this channel. And I feel like God put this in front of me to also share about health and wellness. So if any of you are looking for, for 2025, you want to lose weight, you want to get healthy, you want to get stronger, I have a solution for you. Yeah. So how should you reach me? Let's see. I'm trying to think. Put a 1 in the comments. Even if you catch the replay, put a 1 in the comment and I will respond to you individually, because I need to get a link to contact me regarding that. All right, Renee, you're in there. Yeah, but that is my philosophy. You know what? I'm adamant about learning from my experience, growing, and sharing it with others. That is what we're supposed to do. The Bible often talks about that, about sharing your testimony. You can share information, but when you share what you've experienced, what you've learned, what you've been able to teach other people and see other people evolve and develop, that was one of the as hard as I would say 2016 to 2017 was for me, with all the loss I had dealing with toxic and narcissistic people in my life. Like I said, I didn't want that to go to waste. So I had to learn from that. Having a mental health background, career background, I think helped me with some of that. Being connected to God helped me with some of that. And then I found myself starting to coach other women through that and seeing the transformation for them, that they're coming out of these relationships, that they're understanding how manipulative people work, how they understand how to change their mindset so they're not brainwashed by these people and feel broken anymore. This is not something that's talked about much, because if you haven't been through it, you don't know. I was talking to someone yesterday and, she was sharing with me what she's going through, with her narcissistic ex, which is the father of her child. And she said, Nailah, I stopped talking to other people about it because no one understands. And sometimes it irritates her because people are fooled by his facade of, oh, he's a good dad and he, picks them up from school and he does this and she's like, they have no idea. So it's not something that's talked about because people really don't know. People are naive to how these people function. So it's helpful when you hear someone who has been through it, who understands it from a personal perspective, who has, they understand how to overcome it, not just break up and move on, because breaking up is, you can still be manipulated, controlled, broken, whether they have access to you or not. It doesn't mean automatic healing. Healing is about evolving, understanding who I was then. Who do I need to become today? What parts of me needs to change? What parts should I not change? Sometimes people are changing parts of themselves that they shouldn't change. They think I should become cold, I should become mean. No, then they're still winning because now they're controlling you without even being in your life. So there's so much to it, but you can learn that if you connect yourself with the right people and in the right environments. A lot of times the things that we are struggling with, guys, we don't have to suffer with. If we are willing to open up ourselves to get support, that we're not stuck. Sometimes we're too stubborn. Sometimes we have too much pride. Sometimes we feel embarrassed. And I get that. I was super embarrassed after I came out of my narcissistic relationship. Jeannie, special email for Gmail for free to share in your channel description. I do have my email address in my, it's not in my channel description? No? Good morning, Jules. Good morning. I'm going to double check, but I believe it is. I believe it is. I thought it was. I will double check for sure. It's info@NailahAbdullah.com. My name is not the easiest to spell, but if you go on my channel, you see my name, of course. So just info@NailahAbdullah.com and you can message me there. Good morning, Hernandez. Good morning. So yeah, guys, that's my message for today. I see a few people coming in. Thanks for joining. Like I said, just a few more announcements before I go. This is a channel about toxic and narcissistic relationships, how to overcome, how to heal, how to move forward. So if that's where you are, subscribe. If you are, so once you do subscribe, hit the subscribe button again. It's going to give you a drop down. Hit all notifications so that you can be notified anytime I come on live or anything happens on the channel. You get a notification so you can stay up to date. And for the month of December, I have a free group coaching, which is private. So, I know I get a lot of comments here on my channel, but if you feel like you want a little bit more, privacy inside my private group, you want to ask some more questions about your particular situation. This is not something I do any other time of the year, but for the month of December, I am gifting that opportunity to come in for support there. So go to strongerinthirty.com, because we're trying to get stronger in 30 days, going into the new year stronger. So stronger in 30, that's 30, strongerinthirty.com to get connected to me there. If you do want to email me, info@NailahAbdullah.com. And Jeannie, thank you for letting me know. I'm going to double check to make sure my email address is in the descriptions. What else do we have here? Eddie, you said, am I being a narcissist because I'm having trust issues? I have a covert narcissist girlfriend. So having trust issues does not make you a narcissist. I know people are throwing around that term very loosely. Don't fall into that. You having trust issues does not make you a narcissist. If you were here for the beginning of the live, we did talk about a situation where someone did contact me, where she was experiencing trust issues from her partner, and she's wondering if he's toxic because it's been going on ongoing. It's coming across kind of controlling, right? But every situation is different. So if you're saying your girlfriend is a covert narcissist, the fact that she's any type of narcissist, right, or has narcissistic traits, right, that can cause you to feel insecure and lack trust in her, right? That does not make you a narcissist too, right? So my feedback to you, Eddie, is that you start to find your way out of this relationship. I'll be very blunt about it. I'm not one to just say, oh, make it work, try. If you see someone has narcissistic traits, and if you're not sure, you can ask questions about it. Eddie, if you want to email me, you can email me, info@NailahAbdullah.com. I'm also on Instagram. You can DM me there, because then sometimes I just send voice notes, which makes it easier. So in my description on my channel, some of my videos, somewhere you'll find my Instagram link. So you can DM me there as well if you want to explain your situation a little bit more, because the Stronger in 30 group is for women only. But I would love to answer more of your question. Okay, but you having trust issues, if your girlfriend is a narcissist, does not make you a narcissist too. These people are very unhealthy. They're not supposed to be in the relationships. They love relationships because relationships helps them. It feeds their need, right? They're not healthy for anyone to be in a relationship with. And it can cause a lot of issues for you, including trust issues. So if you are not certain about your situation, if you're in the right relationship, or is she really, if you have any questions, email me or DM me on Instagram, and I'll be more than glad to help you figure that out a little bit. Good morning, Jules. Good morning. Good morning, Deepak. Yes. That is a question I get a lot. Am I the narcissist? Like, that word is thrown around. Honestly, I'll be very honest, it irritates me a little bit, not coming from you guys, but just the fact that it's become such a loose word, right? Narcissistic personality disorder is an actual diagnosis from the DSM, which is the Diagnostic Statistical Manual, right? That is what mental health professionals use to diagnose any type of mental health disorder, and narcissistic personality disorder is one of them, right? Now, some people say, well, all people have some type of narcissism. I don't agree with that. I think someone's here. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, yeah. So I don't I don't agree with that statement, because we all have something in us that can resemble any type of personality or mental health disorder, right? It's like saying, oh, if you're afraid of spiders, or you're afraid of going to the park because it's too many people, you what is it, agoraphobia? Like, we need to stop labeling ourselves and labeling other people, so I do talk about narcissism, but my focus that I encourage people to do, and I find this the healthiest approach, because this is what gets results, right? I'm not here to just talk about, they and toxic people, the narcissists. Yeah, we need to understand them to a certain point, but then we need to come back to ourselves, right? We need to understand, what is a healthy person? What is a healthy relationship? Why am I keeping myself exposed to things that are breaking me, right? People don't want to talk about that, because that's self-confronting. It's always easier to talk about the other people, right? Try not to get too caught up in, am I the narcissist? And you can ask that question. Like, I don't want you to feel that you can't ask those questions, but I want you to also keep in mind, the focus needs to be on, this is how I'm feeling with this person being in my life, right? This is how I'm feeling when they are around. This is how I'm feeling if I have to look at the past 3 months, not just the weekend where we had a good time because we went out to dinner, or he took me shopping, or she, right? I'm usually talking about women, so don't get offended, men. But same thing applies if it's vice versa, right? We don't need to just look at that. We need to look at the patterns of behavior, right? I have narcissistic people in my family. When I flash back to how one of them treated their girlfriends and wives, it was one of those situations where he loves to spend money on himself and on other people. He would take them on shopping sprees and travel but then he would also say very mean things to break their spirit. And it would be very gradual, but over time they saw that they didn't have the same self-esteem, because they know how to insult you. They know how to poke at you, how to poke at your insecurities, right? To break you. They like breaking people. So it's really about understanding, not am I the narcissist? You're going to have certain negative responses to people that are breaking you. If you consider your partner to be narcissistic and you're saying, am I the narcissist too? It's normal to take on their traits because you're around them. You're trying to survive around them, right? I'm not in the military, but if you put me in a war zone and everyone's, I don't want to say the word here on social media, but attacking each other, right? I'm going to jump in and protect myself. I'm going to pick up whatever things they had that they're using to protect themselves, and I'm going to do the same. That doesn't mean I'm a military person now. No, it just means I'm trying to survive out here in this war. That's the same thing in these relationships. Can trust issues be equated as anxiety? You can go a little bit deeper in that question if you want to, but I'm assuming when you mean equated as anxiety, trust issues can cause anxiety, if that's kind of what you're asking. It definitely can. It definitely can, because you're always on edge. You're always wondering, is this person, being honest to me, being faithful to me? And you can kind of start becoming a bit obsessed about it. And that can definitely trigger anxiety. Oh, most definitely, Jeannie. They love to accuse you of being the narcissist. Most definitely. That's one of their common tricks, is to accuse the victim of being the narcissist. And I'm glad you asked that question, because this is why when people say, should I confront them? Should I tell them that I know they're a narcissist? Should I tell them about themselves? I usually say I don't recommend it, because it's not going to do you any good. And at that moment, you're usually in a very vulnerable space. So, who I am today, Nailah Abdullah right now, 2024, if someone comes to me with that, I'm just going to laugh in their face, right? But when I was going through that exit out of that relationship that I was in for 10 years, and he said that to me, and I was in that vulnerable, broken state, I may have believed him, So that's why I say don't even go into trying to tell them I know what you are. And sometimes people tell them thinking they're going to say, oh, I am, let me get some help. No, they're not. And if they do say, let me get some help, it's only because they want to keep you around. That's how they keep you around. They want to keep you attached because they need someone to play with. It's like a cat with a yarn ball. They need the yarn ball. They need to keep someone around to keep playing their games with. If they lose you, now they got to go find another yarn ball. And sometimes, most of the time, they like to have multiple yarn balls, right? But they want to keep as many as they can. So they will definitely flip it on you. That is why when you see that someone is not healthy for you, and if you do happen to see narcissistic traits and you want to call them that, fine. But regardless, the question is this person healthy for me? Am I thriving in this relationship, or am I falling into a shell? Do I sometimes feel good and then I feel broken? And it takes some time to really assess. Sometimes you need some support from someone else to really, assess the situation for yourself to see where you are. Sorry, I thought I heard something. But that is what you need to do. Is this person healthy for me? But once you figure out that they do have narcissistic traits, you do not need to confront them. You don't need to do any of that, because they will try to flip the script on you. And here's another thing too about that. You will, and I think I just said this in my example about, being at war, you are going to take on some of their traits because that's how you have learned subconsciously. A lot of what you're doing is subconscious. They know what they're doing. But how you start to develop in the relationship is subconscious, because their abuse is very gradual. It's like a dripping faucet, right? It's drip, drip, drip. You don't see that the faucet has a leak because it's so small and it's a gradual. But then you wake up the next morning and you see your kitchen is full of water, right? That is how these people get through to your soul. They get through to break your self-esteem, And sometimes people say, well, I'm still living my life. I have to have my friends. I'm traveling. I have my business. I have my that. There's something in you that's still broken. The fact that you're even still there means there's something that is still broken, that you are exposing yourself to something that is not healthy for you. That is a healthy... Yes, that is a healthy focus that promotes change, that heals. Exactly. And that's what I'm all about. It's about promoting change that heals, not becoming, obsessed. In my course, The Relationship Detox, right, I have about 11 different master classes in there. There is only one class in there about narcissism. One class. I do not believe in people, going all in and having a PhD in it, in narcissism, because you're not getting the focus on you. I have one master class in there about narcissism. The rest of it is about how to heal yourself, how to rebuild yourself, and how to position yourself where you feel strong and confident again. So that in the future, when you do want to enter a new relationship, you're not going to find yourself stuck in these situations ever again, because out of the 11 classes, the other 10 classes teaches you how to change your mindset around that. You're welcome, Jules. You're welcome. Sorry, I'm squinting. I don't have my glasses on. Yes, Eddie. Eddie said, I also read things about it and it's all connected. The blaming, accusing, always mad, denying when they're caught. Glad I found this. I'm glad you found this too. So yes, all of that you just said that you read, it's all connected. It's all a part of the games. And here's the thing, Eddie. This is what makes it really hard for people to understand. This is fun for them. So you said the blaming, the accusing. Oh, they're always mad about something, right? Denying when they do get caught. It's all fun for them. And that is so hard for our human brain to understand. They're human too, but they're a different breed. It's hard for our brain to understand, like, why are you doing this? Like, do you want stress? Do you want problems? Yes. You see, that's why people say, can I make it work with them? You can't make it work with a narcissist because you guys have completely different motives. Your motive is to live peacefully, to grow happily together, to evolve together. They don't want that. They may pretend that they want it, but they don't. It irritates their soul to have peace. They're going to cause conflict one way or another. They want to keep you on edge. That is why, like I said, a lot of this is subconscious, because even when you are at peace, when they're giving you a break, your body internally can't even really be at peace. You might think you're at peace, but there's still stress going on internally, which happens with us as human beings that we don't realize. I had a client the same way. I think I spoke about it earlier. She could not understand why she keeps getting sick. Her body was holding on to years of stress, and it breaks you more than you realize. Our bodies hold on to stress in any situation more than we realize. That is why it's important to find your way out. And once you get out, how to work on your healing journey. Jeannie, you said, especially now with all the social media shorts about narcissistic abuse. Oh, yeah. So the people, I think you're referring to your first comment with how the narcissist would love to accuse you of being a narcissist. Yeah, they're going to use that. I've heard of people saying, yeah, they sent me a reel about narcissism telling me I'm the narcissist, right? And then that sends you so distracted and frustrated, but they love that because now they got to trigger you. You see, because now they know you're going to, one, say, that's not me. I'm not like that. You're going to try to explain yourself to them, right? Or you might start to believe them and doubt yourself. Either way, it's a win for them. That is why you have to go no contact with these people. And you have to maintain the no contact, because bad attention is still attention for them. They still want to be able to have access to you, to be able to trigger you. Even if it's not nice or fun or good or happy times, even if you're cursing them out, they're still getting your attention, and they need that. It's like a mosquito getting your blood. They need the attention. That's why you have to go no contact. Something I also go into further in my course, the relationship detox. If you want to check that out, if you're saying, I want to work on these issues, I talk about all of that in the relationship detox. You can go to the relationshipdetox.co. All done? Thank you. I'll be right back. Give me 1 minute. Whew. All right, let me answer a few more questions, and then I need to go eat. I didn't eat yet. Intermittent reinforcement cements that trauma bond. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. So that's where you have to break away, right? And you're going to have some withdrawal symptoms, possibly, just like with substances, right? And then immediately start to work on your mindset. You see, people come out and they just think, I'm out now, so it's over. No, sometimes it's even harder being out. So you need to get connected to get support to break that trauma bond. And to break a trauma bond, because I know people, that's also a term. I see people, oh, I have a trauma bond, like it's over. No, you break the trauma bond by changing your mindset. And that's doable. It's not easy all the time, but it's doable. Yes, Jeannie. Jeannie said that is wonderful. You are focusing on healing. Yes, 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 yes. You know, in order to heal, we need to understand, the problem, the external problem, but we also need to understand the internal problem, right? The external problem is them. The internal problem is us, right? I had to ask the same thing. How did I get here? I saw signs. How did I get here? I'm smart. How did I get here? Why did I ignore the sign? Why did I stay in it for so long? It wasn't a week. It wasn't a month. It wasn't 2 months. It was 10 years, right? Why did I stay in it so long? And what parts of me do I need to change to make sure I am healed, whole, and I don't end up in a situation like that again? Yes, Jeannie. So many people get stuck and obsessed. Yes, they are all about trauma. Yes, Tederick, you're absolutely right. That's how you beat them. Ignore them. And if you laugh at them, make sure they don't even see you laughing at them, because they don't even have access to you. Yes, they collect ammunition and stir up drama. Exactly. Yep. All right, guys. This was a very fruitful conversation. I hope you all got a lot out of this. It takes a while to post replays, I notice, on YouTube. So if you came in late, but you do want to watch the replay, which I highly recommend, the replay might be up later tonight, depending on how long YouTube takes to upload the live, but I'll be sure to put it up. Again, before I go, if you do want to come out of a toxic or narcissistic relationship, or if you're already out of one, and you understand that you don't want to do this alone, you want to get some support for someone who understands, I have my free group for the month of December. So go to strongerinthirty.com. That's 30, strongerinthirty.com, because we're about getting stronger in 30 days before the new year hits. Although December is halfway over, so we have about 15 days left. But yes, Stronger in 30, because we started on December 1st. So strongerinthirty.com. If you are a male, I'm still open to answering your questions. That group is for women only, but I'm still open to answering your questions. So you can email me at info@nailahabdullah.com. My name is not the easiest to spell, but it's on my channel. So info@nailahabdullah.com. And what else do I need to share with you? I can't think of anything else. If you are ready to, besides the my private group for coaching, if you are ready to get started, get the new year started, healed, rebuilding yourself, I do encourage you to check out my course, the relationshipdetox.co. Like I said, I go through all of that, not just understanding narcissism, but understanding how to work on your healing. This course is going to give you everything you need to understand how to shift that mindset, to break that trauma bond, to go no contact, how to maintain the no contact, how to build trust in yourself, how to rebuild your self-esteem, let go of the guilt. I cover all of that, because all of that is how we evolve. Healing is not just about feeling better. It's not just about getting away, but it's about evolving. So check that out, the relationshipdetox.co. And as I shared earlier, for 2025, this has always been my personality, to share good news, right? As the Bible say, share the good news. But so I'm not only sharing good news about teaching you how to move and how to move on and heal from toxic and narcissistic relationships, but I'm also bringing in other types of health and wellness as well. So if you are on a mission for 2025 to lose weight, to get healthier, I have a solution for you. I am sorry I don't have the link right now, but email me at, you can comment here, health. That's what you can do. Comment to this video, health, and then I'll send you the link once I get it directly. But I'm excited, because I know there are people like me. We like to grow. We like to evolve. We don't want to be stuck in the same situation. And like I said, if I have the solution to someone's problem, I want to share it with you, right? We don't need to keep being in the same situation and have the same problems over and over. That's not what God wants for us. And it's distracting us from our purpose that He has us here. All right? You have a lovely day too, Jeannie. So good talking to you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the prayers. Amen. All right, y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. I'll see you soon.